let's watch this video from Dane.
Yeah, let's look at the Dane one first. And shout out to Dane and Corey Geary. Now, Dane's been away for a while. I know he's got a big family and stuff too, but from doing his shows with Corey. But I have watched those guys since they've been on YouTube talking PulseChain. They're both hardcore real estate guys, come from that background. So they are pretty intimately familiar with direct mail. And I was watching Corey. I mean, shout out to him. The other day, I forget, Monday, Tuesday, I think it was Labor Day. He did a stream where he just lit into all these people that we're talking about right now that are critical of this, criticizing the direct mail campaign. And these are the people we should listen to. These guys right here, not like just them, but I just mean they have experience doing this as opposed to anyone else that's really pontificating on it. Like they have children, they see the way these things work. So I default to wanting to hear these type of opinions from people that have actually done it. So yeah, if you want to play Dane's video.
There'll be a lot of bad information going around about Richard Hart's tablet mailing campaign. So let's use some data to go ahead and dispel those. As a quick reference point, I've sent out, roughly 7 figures in marketing, a lot of it stuff like this, trying to look for real estate deals. It's not going to be perfectly apples for apples, but it'll be enough to give us some reasonable data. And I'll also talk about some of the things that we're doing to try to make this better. So you can see up here at the top, our data of what we typically got from sending mailers. Long story short, we had to send about 10,000 pieces in order to get 1 to 2 real estate deals. Keep in mind, that was with a sales team that was dialed, processes that were dialed, people that were trained. We knew what we were doing. Also, we were just sending postcards people were likely to throw away. It wasn't something useful that they would keep. With that being the case, I've given Richard the benefit of the doubt and we've boosted the numbers a little bit. So let's make the assumption that Richard ordered the tablets in bulk, and obviously he's using a charity. My assumption is to get better mail rates. And so maybe his cost per tablet is only $1 to $3 that I put over here. Let's say that since there's an actual tablet that he gets a pretty good response rate. Once again, my response rate was like 0.5%, was really good. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he gets 1 to 3%. And before you say that these numbers are off, ask yourself, how many times have you gotten something in the mail from a third party that you didn't know and you actually took action with the thing? Probably very rarely. Next, let's assume that they're going to go to the websites on the tablets, right? PulseChain.com, Hex.com, Pump.tires. And with that being the case, we'll give a 5% response rate going and actually checking out the website. And we'll say that they figure out DeFi and they come along for the ride. So I've just broken those numbers down right here. If those guys bring an average of $5,000 per person, million tablets sent, that should essentially bring about 1,000 people over to the ecosystem, bringing on a total of about $1 million onboarded to PulseChain. You guys know as well as I do, $1 million is good, but it's not going to send us to the moon, right? So this is how we get to the moon, or at least a part of the plan that I came up with, is we need to do 2 things that we can affect. We need to bump up the response rates, and we need to get people to bring in more money. And how do we do that? Well, we need to offer actual onboarding support, which is what Corey and I do. So people actually Google Hex, PulseChain, Pump.tires, and they see a website where people can help them. Well, they're far more likely to come on board, and they're far more likely to bring more money. So I played around with the numbers. You can see them here, but essentially bumping up those 2 metrics brings 50 million instead of 1 million, which is a huge difference. And here's how that distribution may appear. I'm just a guy on the internet making some guesses. What do you guys think is going to happen? Are my numbers even close?
So there you go. Really awesome that Dane put all that together. And I think his numbers are probably respectable because he's talking about a 0.5% conversion rate for his real estate business when all they did was just send out like that kind of little placard type thing. Whereas this is something way different than that. And he's estimating 1 to 3%. Maybe those numbers even end up being low. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does seem. And again, we don't know. And I saw somebody asking it in the chat. I don't know for sure we don't know who's being targeted here. Like, we don't know. People are like, oh, is it rich families or this area, that area? Is it families? Is it single guys on the internet posting about crypto all day? I don't know.
And we don't know if it's an area or just random. Like, I mean, it could be completely random. multiple cities. I don't know that anything is specifically targeted as far as cities or zip codes or anything like that. One of the things I had thought earlier was it was going to very wealthy zip codes, right? You know, the Palm Beaches and the Miamis and the things that have very wealthy zip codes. But I don't know that that will be the case now with what this is. You know, it could be very modest suburbs type places, which means there's a bunch of those outside of major cities all across the country. So, yeah, you know, RG, I heard him mention the other day that he had visited what they're calling the Beehive, and that is what, you know, where the work is being done. The people that are volunteering, getting mailers ready, package, stuffing the envelopes, labeling, all of that good stuff. And he said it's crazy to see, you know, the people that are volunteering, the help, the vehicles, the labor, you know, all that stuff. So kudos to that, man. I you know, wish I was closer to it and could even stop over and help for a little while or something like that. But you know, that's what makes the wheels turn.
Yeah. Yeah, we have another video here now. This came out in the first couple days of the items actually being received, but let's check this one out too. Not here. Oh, it's
IRL marketing for PulseChain. The physical devices are here. The physical IRL marketing for PulseChain has begun. Take a look at your mailboxes in the next 7 to 21 days. What do you guys think? This is what it is. It's pretty much a digital Etch-a-Sketch. But the unique thing about this is, yes, it shills pump tires, it shills PulseChain, and it shills Hex. These are the type of things you receive in the mail and you probably don't throw away. Everywhere you bring them and use them is free marketing. Your kids are using them at school. It's free marketing. But I think the biggest thing people are misunderstanding with this is we haven't yet seen the envelope either, which will shill PulseChain, I am sure, in PLS and PLSX. But also, this allows for Richard Hart to start dumping money into the chain, and people will have a reason to say why things are pumping. He has been all about this IRL marketing. He's not going to let the chain not pump during this time. Expect to see large inflows of capital, both from people receiving these and from Richard Hart himself in the near future. So far, up 5% on the news this morning. The physical devices are here.
There we go.
probably retraced that 5% already. But anyway, in terms of
Probably.
I like what he said about the envelopes there. Yeah, because we don't know what the packaging was that this came in. And I got to imagine with a lot of this terminology of like the free gifts and stuff like that, I have to imagine something about like a gift for you, something to that effect is on there. And I mean, I'm certain I would open that mail. There's no way you're going to get something that is even this large of a device and be like, at the very least, like, what the fuck is this? And I know that's what my reaction would be. I'd be like, what the fuck? And like open it up and I'd keep it immediately. I'd be like, oh, my son, you know, I'll surprise my son with this later on, you know? Yeah, I mean, I think the more I think about it, I mean, this is the thing with some of the actions that Richard takes. Like, I know I always compare him to bands and artists and stuff like that, but like, I love Pink Floyd. I love Tool. I love bands like that. Their artistry, I respect so much that if I don't get it at first when something comes out, I'm like, this is on me. I got to figure out what's going on here. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe you can call that an appeal to authority, but in fairness, I think Richard knows a little bit about us when it comes to this stuff. And again, my initial reaction to these was like, is this a joke? Like, this can't be what it is, right? And then the more you think about the eventualities of this in these scenarios, I don't know, the more it starts to make sense to me.
Yep. And I agree with the envelopes too. I mean, it could be the, you know, all of the colors of this ecosystem are very vibrant, right? You got the multicolors of the Hex. You've got the bright blue and bright pink of the PulseChain. They stand out. They catch your eye. So if the envelope is flashy and colorful at all, it's gonna grab people's attention. And if yes, it says right here, a gift for you, you know, people are gonna open it. Like, what the hell is this? They're not gonna likely throw it away because it's gonna have a little bit of weight to it. The size of it, it's not your typical postcard. It's not your typical random flyer that we would get, or like some 2-3 page magazine that's got a bunch of ads and coupons in it. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty cool. I definitely think it's going to be a attention grabber, starting with the envelope and the whole way in. Again, should be a good reason to get things going. And the second guy, Nick, he mentioned it as well. It'd be a good reason to get Richard the reason to start pumping things when it gives people then when they do look at it and say, "Ooh, this is starting to go up. This is might want to look into it," right? Because the timing of it with the green candles amplifies it so much more than just saying, "Here's our website, go check it out." Well, it's not done anything, right? But when here's our website, go check it out, and you're looking like, "Oh, this thing is starting to look pretty good." And people never buy bottoms, right? Not with most of the time. They're chasing green candles, and again, I think it can complement each other with the timing of this, and throwing a little bit of extra marketing money into the kitty, and watching it, the effects of it too.
Yeah. I think you make a good point there too. Is whatever you want to call it, plausible deniability, or just the fact that all this marketing is out there, and eventually it's like, well, that's why the price is going up. There's all this marketing out there and things like that. So I think it's another good thing to have out there, as this is the reason for the pump, for people to see. Yeah, they're talking about your background. They're digging the background for you today. I just noticed you had that one. I'm kind of missing the acid trip version, but
oh really? Sorry.
Yeah, and I'm getting people are not loving my just black blanket background with blue lighting on the side. So yeah, I
can send it to you if you want it.
All right, we'll check it out. I would prefer I'd maybe like a Pulse or a Pulse X one or a P-Dye one. Do you have a P-Dye background? There we go. Valiant Low Key. Great minds think alike. Bingo. That was literally simultaneous. There you go. Yeah.
Sounds like somebody will take care of you though.
Maybe not even a P-Dye one, but like Maria Rael, a picture of him.
There you go.
Just have him like over my shoulder.
Scare people away.
Yeah, that would be nice. It would get one of those right over my shoulder. So, DJ
Moon Boy just put out a match.
There we go. All right, it's like my 401k.
Yeah,
fun to give me a new background. I gotta get, that P-Dye background. I'm really loving that idea. People get pissed off the minute they come on the stream. That'd be great.
I'd have to turn your screen off or something. I wouldn't be able to look at it.
No, you wouldn't. Yeah. Your nipples would be so pegged you won't be able to resist it. All right. Do you have any final thoughts on the marketing stuff? This was a great convo. I think we covered most of it.
No, I think we got it all, and we covered the possibilities of what really could happen. I think it's going to be a lot bigger than what people think. Richard's thought this through. He's always thought things very well ahead and made plans. So yeah, I'm expecting very good things.
Yeah. Yep, I'm stoked. I thought it was weird at first, but like whenever I heard Dark Side of the Moon for the first time and didn't get it, I didn't know it was the best album I ever heard. So